Hi, I'm Glo, and welcome to Glo's Kinder Kitchen. It's early in the morning and I'm getting ready to go to work, and I have decided that I'm going to have some pork chops for dinner with Richard. So I thought I'd show you one of the recipes that I do that's real easy, and it's wonderful to know that when you're at work, you can come home and you'll have your dinner almost prepared for you. So let's go ahead and get started. In the freezer, I had these 4 really nice pork chops. And what I had done about a month ago, it was, one of the stores I shop at had a whole pork loin on sale for, I believe it was like $1.99 a pound. And I needed to have a roast for dinner that night, and so I bought the whole thing, and then I did it in thirds. These chops came out of the center part, and I cut them so they're probably about a ½ inch thick, maybe a little bit more than that. And then I had 2 roasts. But anyway, this recipe, I ended up, I believe it was with 8 chops, and so I'm just going to use 4 for tonight. So I'm going to lightly salt and pepper these. And let's just turn these over and we'll do the other side. The nice thing about this recipe too is you can prepare pretty much everything the night before and just throw it into the crock pot in the morning. There. So I'm going to go ahead and just nestle these down in my crock pot right here. You don't want to do too much salt though, because some of these ingredients here are going to have salt in them, and especially if you need to pay attention to how much salt you have in your diet. Let me go ahead and just move this out of the way. Rinse my hands here. I've got a sink full of warm, sudsy water that I always use. So the next thing we want to do is, I have 2 onions that I've just, loosely chopped here. These are yellow onions, but whatever you have on hand. Then I've got 1 green pepper, and also 2 stalks of celery. And I included the leaves of the celery. The leaves have a slightly different flavor, actually. Here's one of the leaves. Than the stalk, or the rib, or the stalk. And I find that it works really well in cooking, so don't throw them away. They're great in soups too. So, see how I just put that over the whole thing there?
Yes.
All right.
This is going to be sweet and tangy.
Yeah, it's actually a very good recipe. So then the next thing we have going on here is, in this little bowl, because I measured out beforehand, I have 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, which is here. I have a heaping tablespoon of, this is like a teriyaki sauce that I use quite a bit in cooking. I have 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I have 3/4 of a cup of ketchup. I have 1 can of whole tomatoes.
Yes.
And then I have here 1 teaspoon of, I use that Than Bouillon. I really like it. So that'll be going in there. And 2 tablespoons of brown sugar.
Okay.
And then we'll also have 2 tablespoons of water. So we're going to go ahead and just start putting this in. And this is a real handy gadget if you guys don't have one. It works like a plunger. So,
Where'd you get that, Miss Glo?
I got this through Pampered Chef, but I've actually seen them on Amazon too. I'm sure you like probably Williams-Sonoma, those type of stores have them. And then this is oh, I forgot to tell you too, there's 1 tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice too in here. And here's my can of the whole tomatoes. You can use the diced up tomatoes as well. And since we need to have that 2 tablespoons of water, and I just kind of guesstimate that, but that's very close to 2 tablespoons. And that way I can rinse out my can too. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take this with my hand and just kind of squeeze it and break it open.
That brings back memories.
Yeah, Richard doesn't like it when I do this because sometimes they will squirt. I just kind of like to crush them in my hand.
I didn't mind getting it on me. I just don't want it to get on the camera here.
But this is kind of an old-timey way to do it, but it works.
Part of doing it.
I like buying whole tomatoes versus the diced. I find that usually the tomatoes are better in them for some reason. And I usually use my home canned tomatoes, but I'm out of them. I need to do up some more this summer, but last summer I didn't do any. I thought I had enough for this year and I ran out, so lesson learned.
Kind of a drag when you run out of tomatoes.
Yep, and here's my Better Than Bouillon.
Right.
It's the beef one. Doesn't want to come off there. There. It looks like we got a little bit more here too. All of that is really good seasoning source. And the brown sugar. Doesn't that look pretty?
Yes, it does. So pretty, so pretty.
So I'm just going to take my hand here because I have a little bit of that brown sugar on it. And it's just going down in those juices just to get rid of that brown sugar. So let me wash my hands. See how easy that went together, you guys?
That was pretty easy, Miss Flo.
Yep.
Even I could do it.
Yeah, you could. Richard's not much of a cook.
No. I could
He
be.
makes great coffee, though.
I could be, but I'm doing the filming.
And he actually does pretty well on the barbecue. So now we got it plugged in. We're going to turn it on.
How many hours?
And I'm going to do it to 8. And then at the end of 8 hours, it's going to go on warm. And when I come home, it'll be on warm. And then I'm going to be making some rice to go along with this.
Sounds good.
And some broccoli. So anyway, I'll see you tonight. While my crock pot's working for me, I'll be working at work. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Well, I'm back from work, and I got to tell you, when I walked in the door, it smelled awesome. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Oh, yeah. Look at that, you guys.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, looks really good. Smells so good,
Very
too.
good.
So what I'm going to do first is let's remove these pork chops. Oh, yeah, they're just falling apart. There's one. We got 4 of them in here to remove. 2. 3. Here's the 4th one. And that's okay that these tomatoes and stuff are on here. For the rest of this, look at this juice down in here, you guys. I'm going to thicken that up a little with some cornstarch and water. And then I'll be putting the cover back on and let this cook for probably about 20 minutes. And that's just going to thicken up the sauce a little. So I'll go ahead and stir that around. What do we got? I think that's plenty. So this is going to cook for about 20 minutes. And I'll be back and we'll see what it looks like. I got my rice cooking and I'm going to be steaming some broccoli here in just a few minutes. We'll see you back in about 20 minutes. Well, it's been about 20 minutes, so let's take a look at this. I did turn it up on high, and after we turned off the camera, I thought, you know, I need to add a little bit extra water to this. So I did add half of a cup of water. And the cornstarch was about 2 tablespoons to about 2 tablespoons of water, and then you stir that together to, you know, make like a slurry. And then that's what I used for in here, plus that half a cup of water. So let's take a good look at this and then we'll plate it up. See?
Looks good.
So I have some steamed rice and I have broccoli. So I'm going to go ahead and take this up and we'll be back and I'm going to sample it for us.
Right.
Well, take a look at this, you guys. Doesn't that look delicious?
Just for me.
And honestly, this dish you could have on the table like in at the max 45 minutes from walking in the door, even a half an hour. Because by the time you remove your pork chops and put that corn starch slurry on there and bring it, and heat it up good, half an hour. And that's so much better for you than fast food. And it's great to walk in the door and smell this. Look how tender that is. It's tangy, sweet. It's just very flavorful. It's not like a spaghetti sauce or a barbecue sauce. It's kind of like in between, actually. It is delicious, you guys. See how tender this is? It's just falling apart.
Yep. Falling off the bone.
With this rice. And steamed broccoli. Yep, you guys, this is delicious. I'm gonna quit eating for a minute. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, and you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do. Give me a like and a thumbs up and comment. And I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you later, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.